From the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas, 5 celebrities battle it out at the poker table. At stake, the Net Zero Internet $250,000 prize pool. Playing tonight, from Law & Order's Special Victims Unit, Christopher Maloney. Actor Matthew Perry. Dodgeball's Stephen Root. Comedian Sarah Silverman. And from Alias, Michael Vartan. Plus world-class poker player and expert Phil Gordon. And your host, Dave Foley.
Welcome to Celebrity Poker Showdown, or as Phil Gordon would have me call it, Who Wants to Marry My Co-Star? Let's bring out the players tonight. Playing for the MS Society, Christopher Maloney. Playing for the Lily Claire Foundation, Matthew Perry. Sarah Silverman. And playing for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, Michael Vartan. Oh, there we go. That is the last kindness I hope to see you express towards each other. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much.
And it's lovely to have you all here. And as you all know, tonight we are playing for this. This is the coveted, they say, silver chip, which indicates that you are a champion at this table and will go on to the championship round and play for the gold chip and the largest share of the Net Zero Internet $250,000 prize pool. Now, 2 of you are returning players. You've played here before.
I have played here
and you've played here before, yes. So you know this. And you haven't played here before, but
I played with myself.
No, and...
Thank you.
And I fixed it last time so that Maura could win.
Absolutely.
So the fix is in for you.
Fantastic.
So I know it's... I'm sorry for everyone else.
Thank you,
but
David.
Steve and I have a history.
There you go.
And this whole thing is rigged. So I guess the best thing to do is really just to tell you that the game we play here is called No Limit Texas Hold'em. And in case you're not familiar with how that game goes, we have a short tutorial film prepared by almost forgotten silent movie legend Abel Gans. It's a simple game, really. Each player is dealt 2 hole cards face down, and then they bet. 3 community cards are spread face up in the middle of the table. These are called the flop, and are common to everybody's hand. After a round of betting, 1 more common card is turned face up. This is called the turn. Everybody bets, and then 1 last common card called the river is added to the spread. There's 1 final round of betting, then the players make their best 5-card poker hand out of any combination of their 2 hole cards and the 5 in the middle of the table. Each player starts with $10,000 in chips. The order of betting is determined by a white disc known as the dealer button. Having it in front of you is called being on the button, and it means that you get to act last on every round of betting. This is the strongest position at the table because you get to see how all the other players act before you decide what to do. Every hand, the first 2 players will have to make forced bets known as blinds to start the action and build the pot. At regular intervals, these blinds will increase, making the minimum bet higher and higher throughout the tournament. And while there are minimums, remember this is no limit poker, so there are no maximums. At any time, any player can go all in and bet everything they have. Eventually, one player will have all the chips on the table and be declared the winner. Once again, it is my pleasure to say hello to my co-host, poker expert, and a man who I can actually sleep inside one of his shoes. He's that big. Phil Gordon.
Thanks, Dave. Pleasure to be here. We're going to have a great game tonight.
I think so, too.
It's going to be fantastic for at least one of them.
You know what? It's going to be fun for America.
Let's hope.
Or at least that tiny percentage that watches basic cable. And, of course, for those who do not prosper out there at the table, they will be joining us in here in the Losers Lounge. Tonight we have Tammy in here serving drinks to our losers. But no one's going to get to come in here and spend time with us, and that would be sad unless we start the game.
Let's get it.
So should we give it over to Robert Thompson and get him to sing the title song of this show?
Shuffle up and deal.
$1 and $200 blinds. Shuffle up and
$100
deal.
$200 blind. Everyone's starting with 10,000 in chips.
That seems fair to me. All right, and Michael Vartan of Alias has a 3-2, which he folds. Sarah Silverman of Entourage.
Sarah folds.
Also folds. Steve Root, star of
folds.
Dodgeball, folds as well. Chris Maloney of Law & Order SVU.
Let's show and fold.
Has a 7-ace of
Christopher
diamonds.
raises to 500.
Matthew Perry, an unemployed actor, calls.
Matthew calls, 2 players. Flop is 7 of hearts, deuce of clubs, 5 of diamonds. Christopher
has the top pair with the top kicker. He's got a pair of 7s. He should almost certainly bet here.
2, 4, 6, 8. 800.
$800 is a nice size bet, and Matthew quickly folds with no pair. Christopher Maloney is our first hand chip leader. All right, Dave, as is the tradition in our show, every time we're going to make a pick, and because you know nothing about the game, you always get the first pick.
And yet I'm doing just as well as you.
Exactly.
I picked Stephen Root.
You are. Well, you're just doing that for sentimental reasons.
Well, yeah. It worked out with Tierney.
And I'm going with Matthew Perry because he invited me to his birthday party.
Stephen
My
is
news
first
radio
bet.
partner
Yes,
has
Come on,
Parajacks.
Come on, firing. Come on, purples. We'll go 5.
That's good. He's first in the pot, and he comes in for a raise.
Stephen raises to
Chris
500.
Maloney's got a Jack-7, and he's folding.
Christopher folds.
10-5 for Matt Perry. He
Matthew
folds.
folds.
It's important to come in for a raise when you're first to act because you don't want the blinds to see the flop for free.
Michael Vartan's got a King-2.
Michael folds.
Okay, Sarah's in the big blind. She's got 200 in the pot already.
And she's got a King-4 clubs.
And she's going to call the 500.
Flop is 8 of diamonds, Jack of clubs, 9 of spades.
That's a great
Sarah's
flop for
first.
Steven. He's got 3 jacks.
What's the minimum?
200.
Because I want to do more.
Well, I think she's going to try to steal this pot with a small bet here.
I'll go 400.
Sarah bets 400.
Now, that's certainly not going to be successful here.
And raise 4.
Steven doesn't fall for it. He raises it up to 800. That's a nice play, too.
Stephen raises to 800. Sarah folds. Stephen wins the pot.
I'm Stephen Root, and I'm playing for Corazon de Vida Foundation. It's a group that supports orphans in and around Baja, Mexico. I probably did my first real poker playing when I was doing outdoor dramas right after college. But it's always confounded and frightened me. I think it'll be hard for them to read me because I have a beard. Well, let's talk about Michael Vartan. He's a sneaky little guy. I mean, he'd dump on you somewhere, but I don't know where it's going to be. Such a crush on Sarah Silverman. I'll crawl over cracked glass for her. Yeah. Christopher Maloney, a.k.a. The Hat. Anybody with a hat like that's got to be easily beaten. And Matthew Perry is a friend.
Come on, Stephen.
I'm almost sure that I'll beat him senseless into a ball. They're not going to see this beforehand, are they? Okay, that's fine then.
So, Stephen Root, my pick to win, wants to crush Phil's choice, Matthew Perry. Well, what's Matthew going to do about it?
Guys want to take a second out to caress the felt?
We'll see what other tricks Matthew has up his sleeve
feel good?
when we return. Welcome back to the Palms in Las Vegas. This game is just getting underway, so what do you say we check the chip count, Phil?
What a fantastic idea, Dave.
That's what America tunes in for.
Here you go, America. Our chip leader is Stephen Root with 11,000 even. Christopher Maloney is a close second with 10,800. Michael Vartan is in third place with 9,700. Matthew Perry is next with 9,400. And Sarah Silverman is right behind him with 9,100. We're just getting going. Everyone's still got plenty of chips.
Now, before you can have any chips at all, it's a good idea to know what makes a good poker hand. So we've prepared a little tutorial film for you to explain lowest to highest hand. And this one is directed by Spanish erotic filmmaker Pedro Almodovar. At the bottom, when you've got no pair, no nothing, hands are ranked by the high card, with an ace being the highest. Next is a pair. 2 cards of the same rank. The lowest pair is deuces. The highest is aces. The next best hand is 2 pair. The higher of the 2 pair is the one that counts. For example, your jacks and threes beats my 10s and 9s. Beating 2 pair is 3 of a kind, which is just what it sounds like. 3 of a kind is also known as trips or a set. Next best on the list is a straight. 5 cards of any suit in sequential order, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can play an ace low, as in ace 2, 3, 4, 5, or high, as in 10 jack, queen, king, ace. Beating a straight is a flush. 5 cards of any rank that are all of the same suit. Flushes are ranked by the highest card in the flush. So if you had 5 hearts with an ace high, and I had 5 clubs with only a jack high, you'd take the pot. Next is a full house, which is 3 of a kind plus a pair. To beat a full house, you're looking for 4 of a kind. It's not easy to get, but when you do, chances are you'll win with it. That is, unless somebody has a straight flush. 5 cards of the same suit and in sequential order. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of spades is a straight flush. And the granddaddy of all hands is called a royal flush. That's the 5 highest cards in sequential order, 10 jack, queen, king, ace, all of the same suit. And that's as good as it gets. Now let's get back to the action.
$1 or $200 blind. Shuffle up and deal.
All right, Christopher Maloney in the hat.
And Chris
Big
has
blind,
a pair of
Chris
jacks.
first out.
I'm going to call that Kid Dynamite after Jimmy J.J. Walker.
Put him 4.
Christopher raises to 400.
King 2 for
Fold.
Matthew.
Matthew folds.
Michael Vartan, Queen 9,
Fold.
also folding. Sarah Silverman
Michael folds.
will fold.
Sarah folds.
Now it's up to Steven. He's got an ace-6 offsuit in the big blind, and he's going to call the raise.
2 players. Flop is jack of diamonds, king of hearts, 7 of diamonds.
Now Chris
Steven
has a
is
set of
first
jacks.
jack.
That's 3 jacks. Steven has no pair, no draw.
Check.
Steven checks.
I wish both of you could win.
So nice.
Christopher needs to make a bet that can potentially get called by a worse hand. And Dee Dee bets
Christopher
400.
bets
That's a nice size
400.
bet.
Call it.
Steven calls. Turn
7
is
of
a
clubs on the
7
turn.
of
Now Chris has the
clubs.
full house.
Steven
He's got
has
jacks
first.
full of 7s.
Check.
Steven checks.
And look at this tell. He's looking like he's disappointed with that turn card, right? Anytime your opponent looks disappointed, you know they've got a good hand.
Christopher bets 400.
Stay.
And Steven's falling for it.
Steven calls.
That's a great card on the river there for Chris.
The river is an ace of
The
spades.
ace is going to give Steven a pair of aces, but Chris has the best hand.
I'll go 5.
Steven bets 500.
Gonna raise your 15.
That's a great play from Chris. He's bet enough that he could potentially get called.
Chris is to 2,000. Steven calls. Let's see. Both hands, please. Turn over your hands, gentlemen. Both hands. Christopher has a jack of clubs and a jack of spades. He has jacks full of 7s. Steven has an ace of diamonds and a 6 of clubs. He has aces and 7s with a king. Christopher wins the pot.
Wow, great play there from Christopher. He flopped a set of jacks and turned the full house and sucked Steven right in. That was a very nice play.
I'm Christopher Maloney, and I'm playing for the MS Society. Poker's not new to me. Texas Hold'em is, but I started watching this show even before I was asked to come on.
Christopher Maloney.
I actually am extremely competitive. When you're in, you gotta come in hard, come in strong. I just hope I'm smart enough to be able to fold.
Let's show it fold.
Christopher raises to 500.
This is actually my Popeye Doyle good luck hat, okay? This is for New York, all right? This is for the other players. No one can read exactly what's going on here, right? And this shirt is for Vegas, you see that? I've just met Matthew Perry. He was always on his cell phone, so he's easily distracted.
800.
Christopher bets 800. Matthew folds. Christopher wins the pot.
I think Steven's going to be a problem because he's such a nice guy. I'm not going to slide one chip his way. I'm sorry, Steven. I don't want to make Sarah cry. I'd like to see Michael cry. I'd like to see him squirt a few. I am very confident that I'm going to make it through today, and I'll be here for the finals, swinging away.
Michael is first to act.
Michael has a queen 3 of clubs, and he folds. Sarah Silverman.
Michael folds.
5 and 10.
Sarah folds.
Yep, Steven folds.
Steven folds.
9, 10 of diamonds for Chris.
Christopher calls.
Make it 600.
Matthew playing aggressively is going to raise it up here.
600. Christopher calls.
Never saw anything like.
Huh? Thank you.
10 of spades, 3 of hearts, 3 of diamonds on the flop. Both of them have flopped 2 pair, 10s and 3s, but Christopher's hand's slightly better.
500.
He's got a better kicker.
500.
Raise 5.
Matthew raises to 1,000. Christopher calls. Turn is a queen of diamonds.
Christopher has a flush draw now. He needs a diamond to make a flush.
500.
Christopher bets 500.
Right now they're splitting the pot because both of them have 2 pair, 10s and 3s with a queen kicker.
Raise 2,000.
Okay.
Go, baby.
25 total.
Matthew's raising to 2,500.
This is really well done from Matthew. He's using the power of position. He's represented strength all throughout this hand. Great aggressive play by Matthew Perry. That is not the same player we saw on his first appearance on the show.
I'm Matthew Perry, and I'm playing for the Lily Claire Foundation. They're a group that help children who are born with neurogenetic birth defects. I played a lot of games on my own, like in my bedroom, that had a really big, great ending. I usually would play poker and watch softcore porn, and now I just play poker. I have a certain amount of tells. Like if I go in and I really don't have the cards, I tend to unconsciously go like that. And if I do that, that means I'm bluffing. If I get good cards, I think I know how to play them right. If I get bad cards, I think I know how to play them right. But, you know, you never know what's going to happen in Hold'em, and that's what makes it so darn exciting. Come on! Oh, Christopher Maloney. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's wearing a little poker shirt. I think that's really cute. Maybe after, we'll get together, watch a Tobey Maguire film, and make love. Well, he's a well-rounded actor. I'm an incredible lover. Unbelievable. Guys, want to take a second out to caress the felt? Come on. Doesn't that feel good? Doesn't that feel good? All right.
That was strange.
Every 7 minutes.
Every 7 minutes.
Every 7 minutes, we got to do that. Can we get a clock on that? Okay.
Stephen is first to act.
And Stephen Root, 9 jack offsuit, he folds.
Stephen folds.
Oh, and it's an ace-king for Christopher.
Big slick, he's going to raise it to 400. That's one of the best starting hands in poker.
Matthew folds a king, too.
Matthew folds.
It's only 300 for Michael to see that 10-9 suited.
Michael calls.
Cheap call from Michael. And Sarah's going to call with the ace-7 offsuit.
Let's go.
Flop is 10 of diamonds, 6 of spades, 6
See
of
what caressing
hearts.
the felt does, my friends?
Michael's got 2 pair, 10s and 6s.
Michael bets 600. Sarah folded. Christopher calls. 2 players. The turn is a 6 of clubs. Michael is first.
Michael's got a full house, 6 is full of 10s.
2,000.
Michael bets 2,000.
Wow, that's a big bet for Christopher to call, too.
Right away.
Now, unless an ace or king comes, Michael's going to be the new chip leader.
The river is a 5 of
Chris has
flop.
just trips with the ace-king. Michael has the full house with the 10 and 3 sixes.
Michael is first.
I checked, sorry.
Michael checked. Christopher checked. Christopher shows an ace of spades and a
Michael's
king of
going to win
diamonds.
this pot.
He
He's got
has
his
3
full house,
sixes
sixes
with
full
an
of
ace
tens.
king.
Christopher
Michael
overplayed
has
that
the 10
ace-king a
hearts
little
and
bit
9
after the
hearts.
flop, Dave.
He has sixes full of tens. Michael wins the pot.
Michael should have bet the river there.
Yeah.
It's fairly clear that Chris didn't have a full house.
Yeah.
So another $2,000 bet. He might have gotten called. Blinds are still 100, 200.
Christopher's first act.
Christopher's got Jack 3 suited.
Christopher calls.
For some reason, he wants to play this hand. Just because you're suited doesn't make your hand playable.
No,
It's not right.
Jack 6 offsuit.
Matthew folds.
Sorry, I gotta show it before I fold it.
Michael folds.
Sarah Silverman's got King 10 of diamonds.
I'm going to add 4. Raise 400.
This is a new Sarah Silverman. She's being very aggressive here. And Dave, I really think that aggression is the key to winning in this game.
It's also key in divorce negotiations.
Stephen folds.
Come on, Chris.
Quiet, Mom.
No.
It really is the key to the game. And I think Sarah's learned
there
something
we
since
go.
her first appearance on the show. That aggression is going to pay off if she can keep it up.
I know what you're thinking.
And then back it up with a winning smile.
I'm Sarah Silverman, and I'm playing for Habitat for Humanity. From the last time I played until now, I've been training about 6 hours a day with a trainer, Russian trainer, and I've had many injuries that I've had to overcome. I developed an eating disorder, and I stopped menstruating, so I think I'm really, really ready to play. Probably gonna start kind of tight, kind of close to the vest.
Sarah folds.
But that's not how you can win, so eventually I'm gonna have to grow some balls and then put them on the table. When you play Monopoly with your little sister, do you go easy on her? No, you flip the board over. I'll cry, I'll claw, I'll do whatever I have to do, but will I go below the belt? Absolutely not.
When we come back, somebody's going to give up all hope of that $100 grand from the Net Zero Internet prize pool.
Mama.
That's right. Someone's going down. Someone's getting knocked out. Someone's chip count is going to be a net zero. Welcome back to the Palms in Las Vegas for more Celebrity Poker Showdown, where all you need is a chip and a chair, and an agent and a manager and a PR person, a nanny and a dog walker. Now, Phil, why don't you give us a gander at the chip count?
Sounds good. Our chip leader is Michael Vartan. He's got 12,900. Matthew Perry's in second place with 11,900. Christopher Maloney is in third with 9,700. Sarah Silverman's in fourth with 9,000 even. And Stephen Root is currently in fifth place with 6,500 in chips. Mama. All right, blinds are 100, 200.
Sarah has an ace-jack
Sarah's
offsuit.
first act. Sarah calls 200.
A-10 gets folded by
Stephen
Steven.
folds.
Christopher's got King 6 suited.
Tight fold from Christopher.
Matthew has Queen 10 offsuit.
You meant to bet 500 though, didn't you?
I don't know.
Now, Sarah put in a $500 chip before the flop, but because she didn't say the word raise, it only counts as a call.
All right, so it's another 100 to call?
It's 100 call, yes. One orange chip.
Matthew
Wait,
calls.
where's my money back?
You'll get it back, woman.
Jesus.
All right,
Michael
so Michael.
Vartan, he's got Jack Ace as well.
Make it 1,000.
There you go.
Michael raises.
Notice that he is looking straight down. He's not making eye contact with either of the opponents. That's usually a sign of strength.
I will call.
Sarah calls.
Matthew now certainly has to get out of the way here. Yeah, he does.
Matthew folds.
When two players have exactly the same hand,
I got frightened.
usually the person that bets most aggressively will win.
Flop is 8 of hearts, 9 of diamonds, 4 of diamonds. Michael is first.
I will make it $2,500.
$2,500 bet. That's a huge bet, and with no pair, I don't see how Sarah can call here.
She's thinking.
What do you have that
flop is so great.
A lot better than that.
What?
That's telling her. You showed her.
2,500?
Oh, please don't call. Don't call. Jesus.
Sarah calls. Turn is for five
Hey,
of
guys, a
clubs.
five of
Michael
clubs.
is first.
I will check to you, Powerhouse.
I'll check.
Oh, nice.
They
Friendly
both
game.
check.
Friendly game.
She should have bet there, Dave.
For charity.
River is a four of spades.
I will check.
Michael is first.
I'll check.
He checks. Sarah checks. Let's turn them
They
over.
both have the
Michael
same hand
checks.
here.
Split.
Pair of fours with the ace jack nine. They're going to split this pot right down the middle.
Jack of hearts.
Look, we both did win.
Sarah had him right where she wanted him after she smelled the weakness, but she did not follow through.
You're saying if you smell blood, why not
I
taste
thought I
blood?
would get you out. That was a very
I
good
know. I remember you saying that.
That's
Practice.
I'm Michael Vartan, and I'm playing for the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. I didn't become a degenerate gambler until I was in my early 20s.
Come on, purples.
Texas Hold'em's become such a huge thing now. It's exploded. The fact that you can see the players' hole cards has changed everything.
Michael calls.
If I happen to wander over and someone is clearly showing me his cards, then, I mean, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. I plan on going all in the first 10 hands because I know that all these actors want to have a lot of camera time. And there's no way they're going to call me all in because they want to stay. They don't want to be knocked out first. So that's my strategy. If I'm chatty, it means I probably have really good cards.
This is a really, really loose call.
And if I get really quiet, it's probably because I've got no good cards. So
Michael folds.
I'm friends with one professional poker player, and she told me that when I have a good card, I go, whoa! Which is not a good thing to do.
7 minutes.
Rub the felt. 7 minutes. Rub the felt. Come on.
All right. Let's all rub the felt.
Stephen is first to act.
Who is?
Ace, nine, off
Stephen.
suit.
500.
Okay, Stephen raises to 500.
That's a good play.
Chris has got Jack 8 off
no.
suit.
Christopher folds.
Matt Perry has 5-3.
I can't do it, Sammy.
Matthew folds.
Except for Michael Vartan, who's in the small blind.
He's got a Queen 8 suited.
This is a really, really loose call.
It's generally not a good idea to announce to the whole table that you're making a bad call. You know?
Yeah.
Michael calls.
7-9
Sarah
fold.
folds. 2 players. The flop is 10 of clubs, 8 of spades, 4 of hearts.
Michael's flopped the
is
best
first.
hand. He's got a pair of eights with a queen kicker.
Michael
I figured
checks.
you would. I'll go another 5.
Stephen bets 500.
It's a mind game now.
Now, if Michael thinks he's got the best hand here, it'd be a very good play to raise.
Michael calls.
But he just calls.
Turn is a deuce of
Deuce of spades on the turn.
is
Michael
first.
still has the best hand. He checks
checks.
again. He's,
Grand.
Stephen bets 1,000.
Hello.
the trap works.
Hello. Hello.
I'm going to make it 4.
And great play from Michael here. He's
is
check
raising
raised him to
4,000.
4,000.
Oh my God.
Now, Stevens, he's just got to get out of here.
Say it all at one time.
Oh, no. Stevens only got a 14% chance to win from here. He needs an ace or a 9. And unfortunately for him, Michael's going to be forced to call because the pot's so big.
Well, this is a ridiculous. I mean, now I have to go.
Stephen re-raised.
Michael does the right thing, and Stevens in big trouble. Your pick is not looking so good, Dave. He needs an ace or a 9 on the river.
Michael shows a queen of diamonds and an 8 of diamonds. He has a pair of 8s.
No ace.
Stephen
no
has
9.
an ace of spades
That's
and
all
a
I
9
got,
of
baby.
hearts.
You're
He
gonna
has
beat me on a
ace
pair of
9.
8s.
Only an
Michael
ace
has
or a
the
9 is
best
going to
hand
save
so
your pick
far.
here.
Let's see the river. River is a 6 of spades. Michael wins the pot. Big hand for
Here
Stephen.
comes your pick. Stevens Duke coming into the Losers Lounge.
But
That was a creative effort by Stephen, but not rewarded.
well, the good news is now we get to reminisce. We get to spend some time. Hey,
I was so hoping I'd be here.
Steven, sweetheart.
Oh, you knew I was going to be me, didn't you?
just couldn't wait to come see you.
I couldn't wait to come drink with you. Oh, we used to do this all the time. We would just carry people around.
Oh, Daddy.
All right.
Come on and have a seat.
Okay, I'm going to sit right here.
Oh, just move over a little bit so I can sit with you.
You just wanted to touch my ass.
And the important thing is now you can drink without distractions.
That's what I was hoping
That's
for.
the important thing.
Yes. Okay, Phil, you can tell me.
I'm going to call that a creative play.
A creative play at the end there. Yeah.
Well, I didn't think Michael would follow me into it, but he did.
Mm-hmm. But the good thing is Corazon de Vida Foundation still gets $5,000.
Which is fantastic.
And they don't even need to know how badly you played.
No, they don't.
It's not like we're going to send this tape down to the orphanage in Baja.
No, well, they speak Spanish anyway, so
yeah.
They're not going to know.
Yeah, the show's not. Yeah, they don't. You're
not you're not.
No, we're not translating
into another
no.
language yet.
And that foundation, it supports the orphanages of Baja, Mexico,
and El Faro in particular.
Yes, which is a wonderful thing to do.
Fantastic.
Because they always need money down there,
yes,
and that $5,000 will do a great deal of good for them.
Yeah, it actually will probably finish up their food budget for the year, which would be a great thing.
Well, we're going to go back out to the table and that pack of wild dogs that took you down, Stephen.
They did. It's okay.
All right.
I don't mind.
I'm angry on your behalf.
Where's my drink?
That's what's angry.
That's what's making me angry.
$200 and $400 blinds. Shuffle up and deal.
Hey, Big Shot. Yeah, you on the couch. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You want to make something of it? Well, now we're only going to show you one player's hole cards, and we're going to ask you...
How would you play it?
All right, Dave, we're playing How Would You Play It? We're playing along with Christopher Maloney. We're in the small blind with the Jack-8 offsuit. We've got $200 already in the pot.
You tell me when it's time to put the cards down. I fold.
Michael folds.
Yeah.
Sarah folds.
Now it's up to us. I think it's a good time here to just limp and try to see the flop. And indeed, Christopher does that. He calls the 200. And now Matthew Perry in the big blind looks like he's going to raise us.
I'll make it 3 more.
$600 more to call, and I think we got to fold here. This is not a good hand to play out of position. We're going to be first to bet on every subsequent round of betting. I would have folded there, but Christopher called. $2,000 in the pot.
Flop is
9 of spades, 10 of clubs, 5 of clubs on the flop. Now we flopped an open-ended straight draw. We need a 7 or queen to make a straight. This is a very good time for a semi-bluff. You bet at the pot, hoping that your opponent cannot call. Even if you get called here, you might catch the 7 or the queen to make the best hand.
1,500.
Matthew's raised us, and it's only 1,000 more. I think we need to call here.
Christopher calls. Turn is a 10 of hearts. Christopher is first.
Christopher bet 1,000. I would have checked.
1,000.
And looks like Matthew is going to raise us. Now we got to put him on at least trips here, Dave. I don't think it's possible to have anything less than trips. And this would be a very good time for Christopher to fold. We're only 14% to catch our straight now on the river. And even if we make it, it may not be any good. Matthew might have a full house right now.
Christopher calls. River is a
King of diamonds on the river. Now the only way we can win this hand is by making a huge bluff bet.
Christopher checks.
Matthew almost certainly has to have trip 10s or better. This is why you don't play hands out of position at no limit hold. When you're out of position, your opponent can almost always bet enough to make your draw expensive enough that you're making a mistake to call. And Matthew's done this very well in this hand.
And there we fold.
Yep. Let's see what Matthew had here. Indeed, Matthew did have trip 10s. Matthew played this hand very, very well. If you guys folded before the flop,
can't wait till we rub that felt.
Or on the turn, or after the flop, you guys lost a lot less money than Christopher Maloney.
And losing less is the next best thing to winning.
So what you guys are saying is 3 more minutes.
It's really great to see them to see the celebrities come on for a second season and learn from their mistakes, you know?
Yeah.
When you come back next time, you're going to play a lot better.
To come back just because I learned so much even in the small time that I was there.
Yeah, but I'd tell you, Matthew would have never made that move the first time he played.
Right.
But he's really learned a lot since then.
Yeah.
Matthew just took the chip lead, and all he wants to do is rub the felt.
Rub it!
Is it all a part of his plan to intimidate the rest of the table?
It's going over the top. This is scary.
Does he have the Jack King? Does he have pocket aces?
More manual table gratification and poker in moments. Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas, where the game has had its first casualty. And that man is the finest character actor in show business, Stephen Root, ladies and gentlemen.
No, that would be David Foley. Thank you, sir.
No.
Aren't you a lovely man?
With us here in the Losers Lounge.
I'm waiting for the next person.
And I think it's not going to be long before we get somebody in here.
Definitely won't be long.
Think.
No, I'm not worried.
No, because it's a very aggressive game out there. And so why don't we take a look at the chip count and see who's the most likely candidate to be joining Stephen first.
Sounds good. Matthew Perry took the chip lead on that last hand. He's got 19,000. Michael Vartan is right on his heels with 18,900. Third place belongs to Sarah Silverman with 8,700. And Christopher Maloney is bringing up the rear with 3,400. He better start laying down the law and order. He's going to be our next special victim in the Losers Lounge.
$200 and $400 blinds. Shuffle up and deal.
God damn it, rub it! Rub it!
Dude, you're giving it a massage. Get under it.
Feels nice, doesn't it?
It's like a
Yeah.
shiatsu.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Go deep.
Go deep, she said.
Christopher's first act.
And Christopher has King 9 offsuit.
Now, if you're going to play this hand, you should play it for a raise.
Christopher
But
calls.
Christopher just calls.
Matthew's got 3-5 of diamonds.
Call.
I don't think I did.
Matthew
sorry.
folds.
Wait,
Okay,
I
Michael
called.
Vartan's in the small blind. He's called with Jack 4. I don't like that at all.
See,
5-10 of clubs for
And Sarah's
Sarah.
got 400 in the pot already in the big blind. She gets to see the flop now.
Flop is 8 of hearts. 10 of diamonds.
Sarah has the best hand with a pair of tens.
checks.
Michael checks. He's got an open-ended straight draw. Needs a 7 or a queen to make a straight.
500.
Sarah bets 500.
See it?
Christopher calls. Michael
And of course,
calls.
Michael's going to call with the straight draw.
Turn is a
Jack of clubs on the turn. Michael's got the best
Michael is
hand,
first.
but everyone should be scared of the
check.
straight here.
I'll check.
Sarah checks.
5.
Christopher bet 500. Michael called. Sarah
Thank you, babe.
called.
Oh, it's a
Quick call from Michael and a quick call from Sarah. I guess no one's afraid of the straight.
River is an ace of hearts. Michael is first. He checked. Sarah checks.
Now, if Chris wants to win this pot, he's going to have to make a big bet and represent the straight.
500.
Christopher bet
500 only. That was a very bad bet on the river there.
Left a bad taste in your mouth, I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Michael's folded the best hand there. He had the best hand with a pair of jacks, but Sarah's going to win this
Shows
pot.
a king of hearts and a 9 of spades. He has a pair of 9s. Sarah shows a 10 of clubs and a 5 of clubs. She has a pair of 10s. She wins the pot.
I just met Christopher Maloney up in makeup. He didn't have anything to wear, so they had some clothes left over from Kevin Pollak's wardrobe. And he slipped into some of that stuff. I think he's very handsome. He's not my type, but that's nothing against him. That's me. You know, I like chubby guys. Let me tell you something about Matthew Perry. Matthew Perry's a goddamn pussy. Next.
I will check to you, powerhouse.
Friendly game.
Friendly game.
Michael Vartan is from the show Alias. He was in makeup for about 3 hours. So that's where his mind is at. This is the thing. I'm pretty. I have a sexiness. I have an animalness. I'm part monkey.
All right, here we go. Christopher Maloney's almost down to the felt. He's only starting this hand with 1,100 in chips.
But Matthew is down to the felt with his forehead.
Matthew's big blind. Michael is first to act.
But I can't.
Take your time.
Michael has a king 4 offsuit, and he
Michael folds.
Ace 8 offsuit for Sarah.
Sarah calls.
Lucky 500.
Queen 5 of spades.
Christopher is calling.
Matthew, ace 9 offsuit.
It's 400.
Now, Matthew's already got 400 in the pot. He might want to raise here and try to put Christopher all in.
2, 4, 6, 7.
I'll put you all in.
Okay, Matthew's raising 700 more.
What a bully.
To
Yeah, it's a
1,100
harsh
total.
way to say that, but it's interesting.
That's a good play from Matthew. He senses that he's got the best hand before the flop, and he raises.
Put him all in.
That's Scott.
Sarah calls.
And I think Chris is doing the right thing here, calling. He's going to get 3-1 on his money. If he wins this hand, he's going to triple up.
3 players.
He's got about a 40% chance to win this pot before the flop because both of his opponents have aces.
Christopher is all in for the main pot. The flop is
That
6
is not
of hearts.
a good flop at all
Ace
for
of
Christopher.
hearts.
Now he's down
Jack
to
of
2% to
hearts.
win.
Matthew is first.
All right, we got 3 hearts on the flop. Now, Christopher's all in. That means that any remaining betting is going to go into what we call the side pot. Only the players that still have chips in front of them will contest for that side pot. And Matthew's got the best hand now with the ace. Pair of aces with the 9 kicker.
Matthew bets 500.
Make it 1,500.
Sarah raises to 50.
And this is a very good play from Sarah. She's also has a pair of aces, but she has the 8 of hearts. And if a heart comes on the turn of the river, she's going to make the best hand with the flush.
Turn is a 6 of spades. Matthew is first.
I'm going to check to the big raiser over here.
I'll check.
Matthew checks.
It's a
Sarah
fun game. It's a
checks.
friendly game.
They both have the same hand now, aces and
River is
6s with
a
the jack
4 of
kicker.
diamonds.
4
Matthew
diamonds
is
on the
first.
river. This
Check
is
it.
going to be a split
Matthew
pot all the way
Sarah
around
checks.
except for
All
Christopher,
right, let's see.
who's going to get
Matthew
none
and
of it.
Sarah's hand only first for the side pot. Turn him over. Okay, Matthew shows an ace of clubs and a 9 of diamonds. He has aces and 6s with a jack.
However, this man's
Sarah
very happy to
shows
turn
an ace
over.
of diamonds and an 8 of hearts. She has aces and 6s with a jack. We have a split pot for the side pot. Christopher has a queen, 5 of spades. He has a pair of 6s, ace, queen. Matthew and Sarah are going to split the pot. Big
That
hand
big mistake
for Christopher.
by Christopher and the how would you play it hand cost him dearly, and here he comes. He's joining us in the Losers Lounge.
Now he has to pay the price of conversation. Yeah. Oh, hi!
Hey now,
Welcome to the Losers Lounge.
Thanks for having.
Hi, have you met Steven?
Welcome. How are you,
I
sir?
remember when you were
Good to
both
see you.
contestants, and now you're both
Yeah,
here. And
it's
you're,
okay.
You're
It's all
not
right, man.
contestants. So,
What do you say?
Yeah.
Still got the Jones. I still got the Jones. Nice. Thank you.
Those are gelatin, so enjoy them if you get hungry. Now, you started out like out of the gate. You were gangbusters.
Yep.
You looked like an unstoppable machine.
Yeah, and I felt that way.
You know, and
He was physically imposing.
And I guess what happened was it?
Yeah, Matt chased you out with that when you had your open-ended straight draw.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was
didn't quite get there.
That was the beginning of the eventual end. For
Yeah,
you.
it was. Well, even Rome fell. So
Yeah.
what are you going to do?
Well, you didn't believe anything that I said. That's why I'm here
I
now.
know.
Yeah.
Not a thing, and I wouldn't have either. Some of the worst acting I've ever done.
But I got to tell you, Matthew's good. I didn't have enough money and enough time to study Matthew.
I hate him.
Oh, I'm on your side.
Sure.
You know, but the good news is that you still get $5,000 even though you lost. $5,000 is going to go to the Multiple Sclerosis Society
Thanks.
to try and fight a disease.
Yeah.
You know? That's good. Why fight Matt Perry all day when you can help fight a disease?
Yes, please let Matt win.
Yes, because he's not harming anyone really, not the way multiple sclerosis is.
No, but I did get a felt burn on that felt.
The last one. I was doing it on the couch.
That was my leg.
You know what? You relax, enjoy your drink, and we're going to go back out to the table and watch more poker.
Woohoo! Poker? I barely know her.
You brought her.
$200 and $400 blinds. Shuffle up.
Only 2 and 400.
$400 blind.
And yet we have 2 players in the Losers Lounge.
Yes.
And when you're down to 3 players, you have to play more hands than you played when there were 5 players at the table because the blinds are coming around faster.
Sarah's first act.
Sorry, my chips are in the middle of the camera.
She's got a King 5 offsuit.
Is it okay to mention that we're doing this in the beautiful Palms Hotel Casino? I'm sorry, I don't know what to do is why.
It's $400.
I'm gonna fold.
Sarah folds.
Matt Perry also in the beautiful Palms Casino is going to call with the 5-9.
He's trying to see the flop cheaply.
Ace Jack.
I must raise 1,000, sir.
Well, then take it.
Michael is raising 1,000 to 1,400. Matthew folds.
Chipping
Michael
away.
wins the pot.
Stealing the blinds.
He sensed weakness because Matthew just limped into the pot. So how good a hand can he have?
Mom.
Thank you.
All right, Matthew Perry's first to act. Blinds are still 200, 400.
And Matthew has a 10 and a 3 of hearts.
And even though they're suited, this hand is not worth playing. Matthew correctly folds.
Because you can have suited crap.
He did.
Yeah, and here you got, these aren't suited, but they're both queens.
Michael calls.
10-2 offsuit.
Sarah checks. 2 players. The flop is King of Diamonds, Jack of Hearts, 8 of Hearts. Michael is first.
Michael's got the best hand
Michael
still with a
bets
pair of queens. He's going to bet 1,000.
Sarah raises to 3,000.
Sarah has no hand here. She has no pair, no draw, and she's going to raise it to 3,000.
Oh, you girl.
Michael calls.
Wow, that was a nice call from Michael to call that $2,000 raise with pocket queens.
Turn is an 8 of spades. Michael is first.
Michael cannot be beat in this hand.
Michael checks. Sarah checks. River is a 4 of hearts. Michael is first.
And Sarah's playing with her chips, trying to convince Michael not to bet.
Check.
Michael checks.
I checked too. I
Sarah
got
checks.
nothing.
Michael's going to win this hand. Sarah did her best to try to steal this pot away from Michael, but it was not going to work.
Sarah
I thought you might have had a king. You scared me.
She has a pair of 8s with king high. Michael wins the pot.
Good play from Michael Bartan.
Sorry, Sarah. I thought you had a king. Rub the felt, boy. Sorry, that was weird.
That's okay for you to say.
Okay.
Sarah is first to act.
2-5 offsuit. Sarah
folds.
Correctly.
Matthew has a king 4 of clubs.
Okay.
This is the type of hand that you have to play when you're down to 3-handed.
I'll make it 800.
Matthew's raising.
That's
to
a nice play.
800.
Michael has a queen 7 offsuit.
And Michael's going to
Michael
defend
calls,
his
2
big
players.
blind by calling the 400.
Flop is
9 of clubs, queen of clubs, deuce of
Queen
hearts on the flop. Matthew
deuce
has a
of
flush
hearts.
draw.
Matthew
So which
is
means
first.
any club will make a flush for Matthew.
That's exactly right, Dave.
800.
Matthew bets 800.
Michael Bartan has the best hand, though. He's flopped the top pair of queens, and he's going to raise it to 3,000. That's a very nice
I
play.
have 2,200.
Making it expensive for the club draw to
He's going
call.
over the top. This is scary.
2,200. And how much can I raise?
Didn't make it.
2,200 for everything you got. I don't want to go all in. I'll call.
Matthew calls. The turn is a 10 of hearts.
Now Matthew has an
is
inside
first.
straight draw. He needs a jack to make a straight or any club to make a flush.
Matthew checks. Michael checks.
Dainty checks.
Can you guys sense the strength and the weakness?
Yeah.
When you can sense that weakness, you got to go for the jugular and just put a lot of pressure by making a big bet.
Much like a pack of wolves would do.
The river is an ace
Matthew
of
has
clubs.
got his club. He made the
Matthew's
flush.
All in.
King and Jack King.
Every time. All in.
Every time, this man. I just think you're talking to your girlfriend.
Now Matthew's goal here should be maximum extraction, Dave. He needs to make a bet that Michael can call.
It's a $5,000 bet?
$5,000.
Matthew bets 5,000.
Does he have the Jack King? Does he have pocket aces? Maybe he just has a couple pair?
I just have one question. Do you have an ace or a club?
I can't tell you.
Or clubs?
I cannot say
on.
at this juncture.
All right, we'll take it.
All right.
Michael folds. Matthew wins the pot.
Can Matthew hold on to his chip lead?
There's so many chips, the camera can't see.
Michael and Sarah are about to do everything they can to take it away.
Oh, my God.
Find out if they succeed right after this.
Welcome back
back to the Palms in Las Vegas. We've lost 2 so far.
Thank you.
They aren't, yeah, you're not exactly lost. They're here. They're with us. They're safe. Tell their families they're fine.
We're fine.
Now, that means we've still got 3 hopefuls out at the table chasing that the biggest slice of that net zero internet prize pool. So why don't we take a look at the chip count and see who's the most hopeful.
Dave, you screwed me up. Now I got to start over.
I'm sorry, Phil.
All right. Well, I'll count the ones at the table instead. Matthew Perry is still our chip leader. He's got 23,200. Michael Bartan's in second place with 18,100. And Sarah Silverman's got the rest of the chips. That'd be 8,700. She's still got enough to do some damage, though. Hang in there, Sarah.
$200 and $400 blinds. Shuffle up and deal.
So, Dave, that little white disc that's sitting in front of the players.
Yes.
That is called the dealer button, and that signifies who's last to act on every round of betting.
I thought it was just an inadequate coaster.
Matthew's first act.
Yes, but I've got
Yes,
it.
please.
All right. Matthew Perry, you know, he used to be on a show called Friends.
I've seen that once or twice.
Wait, can the camera see the...
Oh, yeah, you're right, the camera.
I have so many chips, the camera can't see.
King 5 for the obscure comedic actor.
Don't worry, Sarah, you know.
I'll go,
He feels bad, he said. He was just trying to be funny, and then it didn't go. The guy.
800.
Sorry.
Matthew is raising to 800.
And Michael Vartan of Alias has a King-Queen offsuit.
Michael calls.
Sarah Silverman, maybe you saw her in School of Rock. She's got a 10 ace.
And 5.
Oh, for the love of God, way to go.
Sarah re-raised to 1,300.
I'd prefer to make a bigger re-raise there.
If you're not raising, get out. That's what I say.
Matthew, do what you want. Do what you want.
Okay. I'm going to let these guys play.
Matthew folds.
I have the best hand, but I just want to let them play.
Michael calls. 2 players.
All right, heads up between Michael and Sarah. Here's the flop.
The flop is 7 of spades, Queen of hearts, Queen of spades.
Michael's
first.
flopped 3 queens, and Michael's slow playing. He's trying to let Sarah catch up a little bit.
Michael checks, Sarah checks.
Free card.
Turn is a jack of diamonds. Michael is first. Michael checks, Sarah checks.
He's trying to get Sarah to put money into the pot right now, but that did not work for him.
River is a 9 of diamonds. Michael is first.
All in. Stop talking to your girlfriend.
Okay.
Michael bets all in.
Well, he should have bet something that she could call, you know?
Take it.
Take it. Thank you.
We're psyched
Michael
for you.
bets
So psyched for you.
6,800 all in. Sarah folds. Michael wins the pot.
Thank you. Sarah has no skill when it comes to poker. She told me herself.
I don't know.
Her mind is clearly somewhere else right now, and she will not fare very long in this tournament.
Mind game now.
I'll put you all in.
Matthew is a good friend of mine, and he thinks that perhaps he's learned a lot from his past experience here, but it'll be very apparent very early on that he's learned nothing. Oh, I think I'll be a great loser, or a gracious winner. Well, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good a poker player you are. You do at some point have to get cards. At some point, I will make a huge move with 7 deuce offsuit, and we'll see what happens. That'll be very exciting.
Sarah's big blind.
Oh, shoot.
Matthew's first act.
Blinds are up to 3 and 600. This is going to get a little more serious now. When the blinds go up, the pots get bigger.
And we've got a King 7 offsuit from Matthew Perry.
Certainly playable. He should play it for a raise. I like raising to about 1,500.
Uh-oh. There's a big move on the horizon.
I'll go 12.
Matthew raises to 1,200.
Jack 8 from Michael Vartan.
Michael
He folds.
folds.
It's up to Sarah.
Sarah with a 10 and a 3 of
I'll
clubs.
see it.
Yeah. Sarah calls. 2 players. The flop is 5 of spades, deuce of hearts, 7 of
Matthew's
hearts.
got the best hand with the pair of
Sarah's
sevens and the king kicker, and Sarah
Sarah
checks.
checked.
2,000.
Matthew
Take it,
bet 2,000. Sarah
Matthew
folds.
Perry has really
Matthew
shown
wins
that he's
the pot.
improved his game dramatically since his first appearance on the show.
Then she said, take it, motherfucker.
No, I like it. And I got so aroused when that happened.
You're wasted.
Not even close.
Do you want some?
No, I'm good.
No, I was asking Matthew.
No,
Matthew's first act.
And Matthew's got an ace-4 offsuit.
Well, I'll tell you something. That's good for that amount.
Matthew raises to 15.
Ace-2 gets folded by Michael Vartan. Jack-7 suited.
It's 900 to me.
I'd like to see Sarah move all in, you know, and try to pick up that 1,800 in the pot.
Sarah calls.
Sarah is called out of position. That means she's going to be first to bet on every subsequent round of betting.
Flop is 8 of hearts, 9 of spades, tray of diamonds.
Sarah has an inside straight draw. She needs a 10 to make a straight.
I'll check.
This is just an invitation for Matthew to steal. Even though Matthew doesn't have a great hand, he can make a bet here and try to pick this pot up because Sarah showed weakness.
3,000.
Matthew bets 3,000.
What she's doing right now is checking when she has a bad hand and betting when she has a good hand, and it's just so easy to beat people that do that, you know? You got to mix it up a little bit. You got to sometimes bluff. You got to put some pressure. You got to check raise. You got to mix up your play.
Sarah folds.
Sarah's going to fold it. Matthew takes another pot.
I think Sarah Silverman is a very nice girl.
Wait, where's my money back?
You'll get it back, woman.
Jesus. Mean-spirited, no heart. I certainly hope she goes out before me. I think I may love her. That's odd.
7 minutes. Rub the felt. Come on.
All right.
Michael Vartan, handsome. Handsome man. Well, he's on that show Alias, you know, where they stop crime. Boy, oh boy, is he a handsome man.
It's a $5,000 bet?
$5,000.
Well, it would be fun to win, because, you know, it's always fun to win. I'm a very good winner. You know, mediocre loser, but I'm a very good winner. If I ended up at final table head-to-head against someone, I guess probably I'd pick Grimace. He seems to be the nicest of all the McDonald Land characters. To avoid the walk of shame, I may just, like, dart up to my room and, you know, light some candles, listen to some Enya, and take a nice hot bath.
Is it time?
Hey!
Come on, Robert. Robert, come on.
Are you feeling left out, Dave?
Yeah, but happily so.
Is this where I go back in, Phil?
We need to get you guys some felt so you feel comfortable over there.
I thought I went back in after a certain point in time. No? That doesn't happen?
It's after the third felt rub.
After the third felt rub. Okay.
Felt hat.
Felt hat, that's true.
It's the river felt rub.
I like it.
What am I, the small?
Matthew's big blind.
Yeah, I sure
Michael's
am after
first
rubbing
act.
the felt.
And he's got a 2-6 offsuit.
Michael folds.
7 queen offsuit.
If I see it, will the flop happen?
If you bet 300.
That depends on Matthew.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Now it's up to Matthew. He has the option to raise from the big blind.
But now that he knows, oh, he's got the ace-6, but he knows that
Make it
Sarah
a
wants
little
to
bit
see the
more
flop, so it'd be rude of him to raise.
Rude or a good play.
Well, whatever. However you want to look at it.
You can see the wheels spinning in there. He's like, oh my God, I finally figured out how to play this game, you know?
Yeah.
Matthew raises to 2,600 total. 2,000 more to Sarah.
And yet she's going to call anyway.
2 players. The flop is deuce of diamonds, jack of diamonds, 10 of clubs. Sarah is first.
Matthew still has the best hand. For Sarah to win this pot, she's going to have to bluff all in.
All in. Take it. I'm going to check.
Sarah checks.
No, there she goes again.
That might have been one of the greatest plays of all time.
That might be an elaborate bluff. Oh, now I'll put you all in.
Yeah! Good play from Matthew.
So how much is that?
Looks like about 2,400. Matthew bets 2,400.
Are you some sort of Rain Man?
Huh?
You just looked in
No,
one
I
second.
saw her stack it out. There was one chip lower
Sorry.
than the other.
Robert's a little experienced at looking at stacks of chips.
Take it.
Sarah folds. Matthew wins the pot.
There you go.
There.
It's criminal what he's doing here.
Well, it's kind of brainy, too, isn't it?
It's exactly what he should be doing. He's sensing weakness and he's just pouncing on it.
Speaking of pouncing on it, when we come back, Sarah moves all in and then does things to the table that we can barely show on cable. Will the table still respect her in the morning? There's only one way to find out.
Welcome back to the Palms in Las Vegas. Now, we've lost 2 so far. Lost from out there, but gained in here. Because, because when a door opens, a window closes. Something like that. But that means we still have 3 players out there chasing serious lights to the Net Zero Internet Prize Pool. So what do you say, Phil? I think you know what I'm going to ask of you. Once again.
I'm going to make you ask, though.
All right. Can we have a chip count?
Yeah, we can.
And a little kiss?
Wow, that was awfully stubbly. Anyway, our chip leader is still Matthew Perry. Currently, he's got 27,400. Michael Vartan is staying close in second. He's got 20,200. And Sarah Silverman needs a serious rush. She's our short stack with 2,400 in chips.
$300 and $600 blinds. Double up and deal.
What did you say, darling? You're sure what I had?
Show her what you...
Okay, I'll do that after the turn.
Sarah's first act.
King 4 offsuit for Sarah.
All right, Sarah's getting desperate now. She's only got 2,400 left. When you're down to 4 big blinds, your goal is to double up. Right?
So
you got to pick any 2 cards. You got to go all in. Hope to have the best hand and hope for it to hold up. You can't afford to spew any more blinds right now.
Sarah folds.
But yet she folds.
She folds. 3-5 offsuit.
My
for
spirit's
Matthew.
broken. I can't help it.
Raise 500. So it's
Okay, you need to
1,100.
raise to 1,200. So
All right,
make
the
it
minimum raise
1,200.
is to 1,200. Matthew does just that.
Pocket 9s.
Very good hand for Michael. He should re-raise here.
Michael calls.
Oh.
2 players.
Michael really needs to play
You
aggressively.
betrayed a little disappointment there, Phil. I don't know if you meant to.
Flop is deuce of spades, ace of diamonds, 6 of hearts. Matthew is first.
Michael still has the best hand. Looks like Matthew's going to try to bluff here.
Matthew bets
Quick call
1,000.
from Michael. Now, when you get a quick call
calls.
like that, you got to think that your opponent has you beat when you have no pair.
Turn is an 8 of diamonds. Matthew is first.
I'll check.
Matthew checks.
And Michael
Make it
now
3.
suspects that he has
Michael
the best
bets
hand.
3,000. Matthew folds. Michael wins the pot.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You guys need to see the real power of position in this game. When you're the last person to bet, you have so much more strength in the hand.
I have unwanted hair.
Where is your hair that you don't want?
Sarah's first act.
I should probably just say where it isn't.
Sarah's got a 10-2 offsuit.
My face, the bottom of my feet, the palms of my hand,
Would you
the
just
back of my
Would you
knees.
say that just a little bit? Would you say that just a little bit slower?
Oh, no. Oh, my Lord.
Sarah folds.
And Matthew's got a pair of 9s.
Great hand for Matthew.
I'm sorry for that, Sarah. Sorry.
No. Jeez.
Matthew raises to 2,800.
A 4 offsuit gets folded by Michael.
Michael folded. Matthew wins the pot.
You should just give Matthew the money. Okay.
I do too.
Some of us are rooting for you, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sarah's first act.
And Sarah's got a King 2 offsuit.
Sarah folds.
Matthew has a Queen of Hearts and a 5 of Diamonds.
Great poker face. You've got a monster, don't you? You're going to check raise me? Oh, no, you're moving.
Matthew is raising to 1,200.
Now, one mistake that Matthew is making is he's varying the size of his raise. When he has a good hand, he's raising...
You just raise big, right?
Well, you just raise the same amount no matter what. So
Okay.
people can't tell if you have a good hand or a bad hand.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
He's tending to raise a small amount when he has a bad or marginal hand, and he's raising a lot when he's got a good hand.
Oh, call.
If you're his opponent and you pick up on that, you just exploit it.
Suckering my big blind, aren't you?
Flop is king of clubs, 9 of hearts, 9 of clubs. Matthew is first.
Matthew has the best hand, but he doesn't have much.
3. Take it.
Matthew bets
Nice
3,000.
aggressive play.
Michael folds.
Often when the board's paired like that, the first person to bet is going to win, and that's exactly what Matthew does.
That would be 6 for me. I'm getting this going. I know what I'm doing.
All right, 3 and 600. Michael Vartan's first to bet.
First
Got
bet.
5-7 and he
Michael
folds.
folds.
Sarah's got a queen 10 of spades.
This is certainly playable, and she's down to her last 2,700. I'd love to see her move in.
All right.
There she goes. She moves in. Great play.
All in. $2,700 total.
Ace 9 of heart.
And he certainly should call.
How much is in there? 27 total.
Ace 9 versus Queen 10 is about 56% for Matthew, 44% for Sarah.
I don't have
Let's see
anything
both
very
hands,
good.
please. Turn them over.
Neither one.
All right. Sarah
Not bad.
shows a queen of spades and a 10 of spades. Matthew has an ace of hearts and a 9 of hearts. Let's see the flop. The flop is 6 of clubs, 9 of diamonds, king of diamonds. Matthew has a pair of 9s. Sarah has an inside straight draw.
Queen
Let's see
it.
the
Queen
turn.
it.
Turn is a
7 of diamonds on the turn.
diamonds.
Now Sarah needs an 8, a 10, a jack, or a queen.
Nines.
She's 32% to catch a winning card here. She has 14 cards that can come that will give her a winner.
Nine of clubs on the river. Nine. 3 9. Big hand for Sarah.
No.
I don't want you to leave. We need security.
Well worth it.
Here comes Sarah.
I'm not kidding. I don't feel good about it. I really wanted to win, but I just kept losing money and losing money, and there was nothing I could do. Everything was out of my control, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I was scared.
Hello.
Excellent job.
Hi, fellas.
Hello, Sarah. Oh,
She dropped by
on
barbecue
in.
before she came over.
how are you?
I'm all right. I'm okay.
Come
I
on.
came to terms
You
with
went
it
out
earlier.
big.
Join these fellas.
Kind of just
You're late for your
piddled out on myself.
So well worth it to see you jump the table.
Yeah.
Great job.
Oh, right.
Yes,
We were screaming for the sky cam just to stay on it a little longer.
Yeah.
It's hard because I didn't want to climb on the table. I mean, I didn't have time to think about it because really I go on instinct.
And once you started, you had to go all the
It's
way.
hard though because it's a full body thing, and
Yeah.
it's difficult for me because I hate my thighs, which sucks because I love my vagina.
So do we. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. You know what? With a little tailoring, that can be overcome. And you played well. I think. Am I wrong?
I'm a little disappointed, but I'll never think of the river the same way again.
Yes. The river came down on the small of your back, which was quite exciting.
Oh my
for
God! If
everyone
I
in-
had a
in
nickel.
America. Yeah. I know. Here's the other thing. You know, you're still getting $5,000 for Habitat for Humanity.
Who cares?
Well, come on. You're buying hammers and stuff for Jimmy Carter. He's going to be out there, and he's not. You just see him at the convention. He's looking old now.
He's so cute.
He's cute. He's still sexy. Don't get me wrong. I'd do him in a second. But we're going to go out to a commercial, and we'll come back and watch Heads Up Poker. welcome back to the Palms in Las Vegas for more Celebrity Poker Showdown. We are down to the final two players, Matthew Perry, Michael Vartan.
Good luck, sir.
It is a battle between titans right now. You're both fairly healthy with chips. You're in the lead, but you're in great shape, and the blinds are not so big. And one of you is going to walk away with this exciting faux silver chip, which will give you the chance to go on to the championship round and a chance to win the gold chip, also not real. And the biggest piece of the Net Zero Internet $250,000 prize pool.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
That sounds wonderful.
It does sound wonderful, doesn't it? Oh, and here, oh look, here come your former.
Oh, wait a minute.
Very nice. Did you rub the felt?
No, I didn't get a chance. There's a little bit there for me. Well, there's nothing much else to do here except hope the table survives. And but I'll pass it back over to Robert Thompson to get this thing started so that one of you can earn this. So good luck, gentlemen. Robert.
$600 block.
Well, we all rubbed the felt. Now the whole audience is doing Robert Thompson's job. But I've still got to do the chip counts all by myself. Going into this heads-up battle, Matthew Perry's got basically a 3-2 edge. He's got 30,900 to Michael Vartan's 19,100. Who do you guys like?
Go ahead. Matthew Perry. I got to go with Michael.
Matthew, Michael. Sarah, you're going to be the tiebreaker.
Matthew.
Matthew?
It looks like Matthew Perry's on the offensive, but for some reason, God is telling me Michael Vartan.
Michael is first to act.
And Michael has been given a 7-10 suited by God.
We'll raise.
Now, Michael's in the small blind. When you're down to heads up, the small blind is first to act before the flop.
And pair of twos.
Sorry, what's the total?
600 more.
1,200 total.
1,200 total, but the raise was
600.
600. So I'm going to make it 1,000 more.
Yeah!
Matthew raises to 2,200 total. Michael called. Flop is tray of spades, jack of diamonds, 8 of hearts.
Matthew still has the best hand with pair of deuces, but Michael Vartan needs a 9 to make a straight.
21.
I'll go 2,500.
Matthew bets 2,500.
It's a big bet for Matthew. And this is a tough call to make with no pair and only an inside straight draw for Michael.
Michael folds. Matthew wins the pot. For an $800 blind. Shuffle up and deal.
Both players have plenty of chips. This could be one of our epic heads-up battles.
Matthew's first
I know, I
act.
felt it.
Queen 6 of diamonds. Queen 6 suited, ladies and gentlemen.
You're done, Matthew!
And one person wants Matthew to go.
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
Matthew is raising to 3,400.
This is a very big raise for Matthew.
Suited connectors, I believe they're called.
Not quite. Raising 6.
He's raising 6,000 more.
400.
Doesn't matter, I'm folding.
And I think Michael picked up on the tell there. The tell was Matthew was just trying to steal the pot, so he raised more than he normally did, right? He did not want to be called, and I think Michael picked up on that and made a big re-raise. That was a great play.
Michael's first act.
All right, Michael Vartan.
And he's got a pair of jacks.
This is a fantastic hand for heads up.
Michael
But
calls.
he just glimpses in. Wow.
4 queen.
I will kick it 25.
Matthew is kicking it.
This would be a great time for Michael Vartan to re-raise here.
I will kick it another 5.
Wow.
Wow.
Vartan says he's found a winning formula. That's just re-raise and see if Matthew's going to fold.
Michael is kicking it another
what? I'm starting to lose, but I'm throwing it in.
Matthew folds. Michael
And with
wins
that
the
pot, we're almost dead even.
Nice bet.
Thank you, sir.
How do you feel about it, Chris?
Uh-huh. Okay.
That's the kind of response I usually get, Phil, when he asks me what I'm thinking about the poker part.
One thing I really liked about Matthew's game so far is his willingness to raise before the flop if he's the first person in.
First act.
And he's got an 8-9 offsuit.
I'll call.
Matthew
And yet,
calls.
he doesn't raise this time. Okay.
Jack
All right,
6
Michael
offsuit.
checks.
He doesn't like to do what you expect, or even what you want.
He's been very good about it all game, though.
Flop is 9 of spades, 10 of hearts, Jack of spades.
And Michael's got the best
Michael
hand
is
with a pair of
first.
jacks. He comes
Michael
out
bets
firing.
2,000.
Look at Matthew's hand shaking like a leaf.
I'll make it 5.
Matthew's going to raise. Matthew's got a
raises
pair
to
and a straight draw. He needs a 7 or a queen to make a straight.
Open-ended, huh?
Michael calls.
If Michael read him that well, he should have re-raised all in.
No spades.
Turn is an 8 of hearts. Michael is
Now Matthew's
first.
got the best
Michael
hand now with
checks.
2 pair. That's going to slow Michael Vartan down a little bit.
I'll make it 5.
He's worried about Matthew having a
bets
queen for a
5,000.
straight. Nice bet from Matthew. He's going to represent the straight.
All in. Not yet.
I do not have the nuts. Do you have the nuts?
It's a very tough spot to call with 1 pair.
Well, so many cards beat me right now.
Michael folds.
Yeah, that's a good play from Michael. Did you see his hand shaking like that?
Yeah.
You got to look for those things at the table because they really do give away the strength of the hand.
He has a problem.
Oh, sorry.
You have all my purples.
Michael is first act.
And Michael has a queen 5 suited. Queen 5 of diamonds.
I will raise.
Michael raises to 1,900.
And it's a king queen suited for Matthew.
Very good hand for Matthew.
I'll raise another 2,000.
Okay, Matthew is raising to 3,900.
All in.
I'll call.
Michael calls.
Very loose, my friend.
I will try, sir.
The flop is 8 of hearts, tray of hearts, 4 of hearts.
That flop's helped no one. No one has a heart in their hand. Matthew still has the best hand with a king queen.
$4,000.
I'll move all in.
And Michael Vartan's moving all in with no pair and no draw. When you get to heads up, it's all psychology. You got to read your opponent for strength or weakness based on their body language and their betting patterns.
Michael raises to 15,100. Matthew folds. Michael wins the pot.
Good play by Michael Vartan. Sense the weakness and go for the jugular.
Wow.
Michael's first act.
All right, here's Michael.
And Michael has an ace-9 offsuit.
No call.
Michael calls.
I don't like limping there. I think you should raise it.
4-6 offsuit.
Matthew checks.
You really don't want the blinds to see the flop here for free. Got to make it
Tray
expensive.
of spades, 4 of hearts, deuce of spades.
Matthew's flopped the best
first.
hand with that 4-6.
And he couldn't have stayed in with a 4-6.
No, of course not.
3,000.
Matthew bets 3,000. Michael calls.
If you flopped a really good hand, you'd have to at least give some thought to raising, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have a very good hand, you'd have to give some thought to folding. So when someone calls you very quickly like that, you can almost be assured that they're on a draw of some sort. And in fact, he is on a draw. He needs a 5 to make a straight. Little does he know that 5 would be a disaster for him because Matthew would make a higher straight. Now Matthew's got 2 pair now, 4s and 3s.
$6,000.
Matthew bets 6,000. Michael folds.
Good play by Matthew, who is now our chip leader. We're going seesaw here, Dave.
It was very intimidating as well. Thank you.
What do you got, boss man? Michael may be intimidated, but he and Matthew are just about even in chips now.
I have a dilemma.
Only one of them can win it.
I'm at a crossroads.
Interesting. Find out who prevails in moments.
King!
Welcome back to the Palms Casino Resort, where it has become a head-to-head contest between Matthew Perry and Michael Vartan. Let's review the chip count, shall we, Phil?
As soon as I get that image of Sarah climbing on the table out of my head, I'll be able to read it.
Well, I'll meet you back here in 6 months then.
Wow, this is really, really tight. Michael is closing in, but Matthew's still got the top spot. Matthew's got $26,500 to Michael's $23,500.
For an $800 blind, shuffle up and deal. Matthew's first act.
And Matthew has got an ace-5 offsuit.
Anytime you get an ace and your head's up, you have to play the hand, and you have to play it for a raise.
2,500.
Matthew raises to 2,500.
Jack-9 of diamonds for Michael.
Michael calls. Flop is ace of diamonds, 9 of clubs, 7 of spades.
Both players have flopped a pair, but Matthew's hand's better. He's got the pair of aces.
Michael checks.
Now Matthew needs to bet at least half the pot here.
3,000.
That's a perfect
Matthew
bet, Dave.
bets
That's 3,000 into a $5,000 pot.
I'll raise another 5.
And Michael is going to test him with a check raise here. He raises to 8,000. That's a very aggressive play from Michael. This is a tough situation for Matthew to be in.
Oh, he's thinking about it.
I don't know.
If Matthew thinks he has the best hand, he should move all in. If he thinks he has the worst hand, he should fold. And only if he's really not sure should he think about calling.
I know this is taking way too long. I'm sorry.
No, this is exciting.
Take your time.
I'll call.
Matthew has a pair of aces. That was a great call by Matthew.
Turn is a queen of spades.
Now notice Michael hunched up over the table and Matthew leaning way back.
checks.
If you study that body language, you can tell who has the best hand.
What do you got, boss man?
River is a 4 of diamonds.
I got a
Michael
piece.
is first.
I got a piece.
Matthew's going to win this pot.
I got a
They
small
both
piece.
checked. Michael shows a Jack-9 of diamonds.
Wow.
He has a pair of 9s. Matthew has an ace of
You thought I had a big
clubs and
piece, huh?
five of
Thought you had a higher
He
kicker.
has a pair of aces. Matthew has
Nice hand.
Matthew is going to have a huge chip lead now. He's going to be up to 39,000.
It's to me now. Oh, I don't have my blind.
Boy, Matthew's really playing with a lot of confidence now, isn't he, Dave?
And he's got a nice lead now. 7 Queen of Hearts, too.
He keeps picking up very good playable hands heads up.
I will make it a total of 2,000.
Matthew raises to 2,000.
4-7 of spades.
Michael calls.
You're a bully. Oh, really good.
Flop is 6 of clubs, ace of clubs, 8 of hearts.
Matthew's got the best hand.
first.
Michael
He
checks. Michael needs a 5 to make a straight.
3,000.
Matthew bets 3,000. Michael folds. Matthew wins the pot. $500 and $1,000 blind. Shuffle up and deal.
All right, blinds are up to 500 and 1,000. Matthew Perry's got a big lead right now, 41,000 and 9,000. One mistake for Michael Vartan, this thing could be over.
That's scary.
Michael is first act.
Yeah, the blinds are going to be very painful for Michael right now.
For sure.
And he's got a 10-king offsuit.
Almost. I'll bet 3,000.
This is the perfect amount to raise.
Raises to 3,500.
Pocket queens for Matthew.
I'll put y'all in.
Matthew re-raises Michael all in.
Now, this is a very tough spot for Michael. He's got almost half his chips in the pot already. It's very tough to fold here.
I have to figure out how many blinds I can survive if I fold.
Not many. Come on, Michael.
There's no grin. He's like a stone face.
Exactly.
There it is.
Well, I don't know you that well, but I do believe you've got some sort of an overcard there. So I'm gonna lay this down.
Michael folds. Matthew wins the pot.
Okay, so now I'm big blind.
He won't even touch his purple chips. That's humiliating.
Michael is first to act.
7-8 of hearts. Suited connectors.
Thank you.
All right, Michael's going to have almost no choice but to move all in.
I'm at a crossroads.
Interesting.
Yes, it is very interesting.
Now, notice Matthew's not looking at his cards until it's his turn to act. That's very good strategy. You don't want to give anything away about the strength of your hand. Wow, Michael folds the suited connectors before the flop. That's very tight.
This is really getting...
When you're short stacked, Dave, you're forced to gamble.
First to act.
And we got a 10 king.
I go all in.
And there he is. He's moving all in with the 10 king. I like that play a lot.
Michael raises 6,000 all in.
9.
That's not a good hand. And Matthew correctly folds.
Michael wins the pot.
I mean, Matthew's got such a big chip lead. Like I said, the worst thing that you can do when you've got this big a chip lead is to double up your opponent with a very bad hand. You know? If you're going to go on, if you're going to go in, you want to go in it with at least 50-50 and hopefully the best of it.
And that buys Michael a little breathing space.
Well, another 1,000, you know.
Rub Sarah!
Let's rub Sarah.
What are you doing over there?
I thought my fly was open, but it wasn't.
Matthew's first act.
Matthew's got
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
This is exactly what you want to have happen when you're this big a chip leader this late in the tournament.
Put them all in. I have a dilemma.
Tell me, baby. I listen.
Thank you.
Go with your heart.
Think it through.
Collie. I'll put y'all in.
Now, Matthew should just pray that Michael picks up a hand he can call.
It sure is.
Queen Jack.
8,500 total.
I call.
Pocket Kings for Matthew Perry.
Oh, my.
Against Queen Jack for Michael.
Am I like a 99% underdog right now?
It's not that bad. It's 86%, Michael.
I'd like a 10, a king, and an ace.
Michael has 8,500 total. Michael has a queen of spades and a jack
Just
of
like they do on TV.
diamonds. Matthew has a king of clubs and a king of hearts. Let's see the flop.
I believe this is your golden coin.
Flop is an ace of spades, deuce of clubs, 10 of diamonds.
Michael does have some outs. He needs a king. There are 2 kings left in the deck. A king will do it.
He has the best hand with a pair of kings. Michael has an inside straight
He's
draw.
9% to catch a
See the
king.
turn. Turn is a 9 of spades. Matthew
Now a king or an 8 and he'll double up.
still has the best hand with a pair of kings.
14% for Michael.
This would be a miracle.
86 for Matthew. Here we go. Here's the river. 3 of clubs.
River is
It's all over.
Matthew wins the pot. Big hand for Michael.
Matthew Perry, what a performance. Wow, he played some fantastic poker today, Dave.
Michael, you're a final loser, so you get to stay out here. But it was great.
It was fun.
You played great, and it was really exciting to watch. And $5,000 still goes to your charity.
Who cares?
What was your charity? I've forgotten. I didn't bring your card.
St. Jude's Children's.
St. Jude's Children's Hospital for research, right? So that's great. They still get $5,000, which is great.
Yes.
And Matthew, you get this.
Hey, look at that.
You made Phil very proud.
Well done.
He was very proud, very happy.
I had
really
many
enjoyed
out.
it.
I was very
So
excited.
congratulations, and you're going on to the next round. And what was your charity? Was
The Lily Claire
the
Foundation.
Lily Claire Foundation? What do they do?
They help kids that are born with neurogenetic birth defects.
Yeah. And of course, I should mention that you're going to go on and play for even a bigger piece of the Net Zero Internet $250,000 prize pool. It's getting hard to say. And whoever's